Hey, what is going on, people? This is El Tenchi, and I'm going to give my thoughts on the very well done fan film Zordon of Altar. So, at the beginning of Zordon and Altar, we get to find out what the energy of the power grid is. We get a little explanation of the power grid and why the power coins were created and why Zordon had to do what he had to do. And then we go to Rita's planet from when she was a kid, and we get to find out what happened to her family to make her the way she is now. Um, Now, her brother, older brother in this version, Rito, is leading the charge against the Machine Empire and the Dragon Empire, and they lose horribly. And Rita wants revenge. And she's been planning this for like 30 plus years. So the next time we see her, she's an adult, dressed like a Sith Lord, right? Woman of few words. She doesn't really say much at first. Her two right hand companions, Goldar and Scorpina, while doing this exchange to get the Dragon Dagger, which is the main tool that they have to use for this. They're talking to Divatox. Divatox is the bounty hunter. She is the one with the really the most dialogue in this particular scene, and we get to see her and her crew and the fact that they're greedy. They just want and they just want what's coming to them. They just want the money. You know what I mean? Like they stole the Dragon Dagger from a collector and they got it to Rita, and now they got their money. You know what I'm saying? Some people end up dying within their crew, but they're like, no, more money for us. Okay, that's funny. But Rita's plan is to, of course, start another war between herself and the Machine Armada. Whereas Zordon at this point, he is he's training in seclusion. Now he's a very secluded guy, and we find out why he's such a he's such a loner, and it's because even though the leaders of the other planets like Thedos and other planets like that, they have good intentions. His thing is what they want the most is power. And when we get introduced to the versions of them in this film, we basically get to see why things are happening the way they are. I mean, they are totally aware of why Rita is doing this. They know what they did. They know that she's a threat, and they want to ask Zordon to use the power coins, and he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to get into the politics of this. You know what I mean? He's been through it before. He even considers himself to be a weapon, so he doesn't want to go through this again. And when it really comes down to it, and he has to do what he has to do what he has to do. He goes for it, and we get to learn something. He loves to fight. I can tell. He loves to fight. And and that's why he is the way he is. He stays, he stays in seclusion because he considers himself to be a weapon. So that is a very awesome way of doing things, because I always wanted to know what Zordon's deal was. I mean, we get an explanation if you watch the if you watch the original Super Sentai series, but that's totally different than well, not totally different, but that's pretty different than what we got for Power Rangers. So now let's talk about the effects in this film. It's very CGI heavy, which is appropriate for what we got going on. Zordon is shrouded in mystery still. He never takes off that mask. Even when he has his helmet on, he never takes off that mask. The costumes in this movie are great, and I think my favorite character probably Saba, Alpha, and Rita. I really thought that they played their characters well. Saba is more of the wisecracking robot. Alpha is more of the serious kind of like Alfred confidant to Zordon, and Zordon is the warrior who who basically wants peace, who gets trapped in a time warp later on. I mean, if you know the Power Ranger story, you already know that was going to happen. But they explain that too. And King Mondo, very well voiced, and the look of everything was just, even though it was new, it still had this feeling of nostalgia, especially if you're a long-time MMPR fan. You know, so this movie it's itself within 50 minutes we got Zordon's story, we got a very good reimagining of classic characters, we got mentions of other Power Rangers seasons from Space to SPD to Turbo, and references galore, you know what I mean? And it was just a very fun, well scripted, well thought out film. They're also doing a Kickstarter for the next installment, which is Teenagers with Attitude 2, Back to Action. From what I understand, it's going to be the Green Rangers story. So check that out. A link to that will be in the description. Let me know what you guys think of this film. Please subscribe for more fan film reviews and more fun stuff on my channel. And thank you for watching. Peace, love, and never be normal. And before I forget, big ups to everybody involved in this film. Everybody. Awesome job. Can't wait to see what else you come up with. Peace.